A live look at our coverage of Tanner Horner's sentencing trial as the case is about to go to the jury any moment. This is closing argument on your screen. Jurors set to decide if Horner will get the death penalty for the murder of 7-year-old Athena Strand. We're monitoring it and we'll have more on that in just a moment. But first, calm and warming up right now. We do have a chance of storms tonight in North Texas as we say welcome to midday on your Tuesday. I'm Dia Wall with meteorologist Mariel Ruiz. And of course, the weather's been kind of up and down. Started a bit cool this week, now warming up in a big way.
Yeah, we've got highs in the 90s today, and some locations may not get out of the 70s. And what's happening is that we have a front coming in. It's a slow-moving front. That's why we see the cloud cover, and that's why we see the storm potential later today.
Something to watch.
Something to watch. And this is what it looks like out on satellite and radar. Radar not picking up on much other than a little shower trying to get going in northern Denton County. Otherwise, satellite is just showing us some cloud cover overhead. So that cloud cover is pretty consistent across the region. Temperature right now of 79 degrees. The other thing that's been consistent is the wind right now out of the southwest, sustained at about 21 miles per hour, gusting at about 30 at times. So not only is it cloudy and warm, it's also quite breezy out there. Temperature right now of about 77 degrees in Denton, 79 in McKinney, 76 in Decatur. Look at the 80s for areas like Wichita Falls, Archer City, 85 in Seymour. Eventually, we're going to see that temperature climb a bit more. As the front approaches, something called compressional heating happens ahead of it, and that's what makes temperatures go up before they drop. So that's what's going to happen today. That's why I think as we get into, say, 3, 4 in the afternoon, we'll see that temperature climb to about 91 degrees, along with a breezy south wind gusting close to 30. Our rain coverage is going to stay on the low side through the afternoon and evening. In fact, at around 4 or 5, still about 10% coverage, going up to about 20% coverage between 6 to 8 p.m. And then we're looking at some of the cloud cover staying overnight and cooler days ahead. So we'll break down the cooler weather. We'll talk about what that rain could look like on a timecast. But here's the thing, not everyone sees the rain. So again, we'll talk about that coming up in just a few moments.
Stay with us on Plus today for any updates when it comes to the forecast. You can also find real-time radar 24/7 if you're out and about and you want to know what the conditions are. Back to our top story today, the sentencing trial of Tanner Horner, the man who admitted to killing 7-year-old Athena Strand. Closing arguments just wrapping up as the jury is about to get the case. Our Scoop Jefferson is live at the courthouse in Fort Worth with the very latest. And Scoop, we're coming to an end.
Yeah, Adia, right after the judge gave the instructions for deliberations to the jury, we entered the closing arguments phase of this trial, with the judge giving both sides about an hour for closing arguments. During closing arguments, prosecutors told the jury that their strongest evidence in this case is the photo of 7-year-old Athena Strand taken just 4 days before she was killed. Former FedEx delivery driver Tanner Horner pleaded guilty to killing Athena Strand in November of 2022. He led investigators to her body on December 2nd. Prosecutors are asking the jury to give Horner the death penalty. His defense attorneys argue that the jury should spare Tanner's life and sentence him to prison without the chance of parole. In court this morning, his defense team blamed Horner's autism diagnosis for his behavior and his mother's behavior during pregnancy, while prosecutors focused on evidence showing how Horner attacked Athena before killing her.
You all saw when he took his hand and he put it over her mouth. He knows what's coming. You all saw right here. You all saw right here. Bungee cords, trying to tie somebody up. You all saw that.
Tanner's problems began before he was even born. And we know that child development begins in utero. So Tanner's mother drank alcohol heavily during that first 8-week period of her pregnancy. We also know that she smoked cigarettes. We also know that she smoked marijuana.
This has been an extremely emotional punishment trial for the jury to hearing both from Athena's family and from Horner's family as well. Right now we are in a 5-minute break. from the hearing itself. Rebecca Lopez, she is in the courtroom. The jury will decide now when they get the case if Horner should get the death penalty or life in prison. Of course, when that decision comes down, we'll bring it to you. Again, Rebecca Lopez is in the courtroom sitting and listening as the trial happens. Dia, back to you.
Scoop Jefferson live in Tarrant County with that update. Thank you. We'll bring you the verdict live on WFAA Plus when it happens. And while we wait, senior investigative reporter Tanya Iser is joined by legal experts who are giving expert analysis. Our streaming app is a free download to your TV. We're monitoring a developing story in Denton County this midday. More than 200 people are still without gas service after another potential gas leak in Lake Dallas. A contractor struck a gas line yesterday at the intersection of Hunley and Lakeview Drive. This is just a few blocks away from a March gas explosion that seriously hurt a woman and forced families out of their homes for days. Atmos crews are on the scene right now. There's new reaction coming in today after voters in Highland Park chose to leave the Dallas area rapid transit system. The city is holding a town hall meeting this morning. Our Natalie Haddad was there as public comment was allowed.
There was, but no one spoke. Today was the first town hall meeting for Highland Park, just days after voters decided to part ways with DART. On the future portion of its agenda, council does make mention of discussing transit fees it was now once responsible for paying, but that was not discussed today. Here's what we do know about what's to come. So on Saturday, voters chose to leave the transit agency DART. Now bus stops, curbside assistance, including for those with disabilities within the 2.2 miles of Highland Park, will stop its services on May 14th. DART will still travel through Highland Park to get to other destinations, but will no longer do drop-offs at locations within the town. Addison and University Park also left it up to voters over the weekend whether to stay with DART. Voters in both towns decided to stick with it. In Highland Park, I'm Natalie Haddad. I'll send it back to you.
The city of Frisco is launching a new on-demand rideshare service today. It's called Go Zone. The service covers the central part of Frisco. It'll cost $3 to $5 depending on where you go. We should add it's carpool style, old school, so expect other people on your ride. You can use Go Zone by downloading the app. Plano is one step closer to approving AT&T's new headquarters as the telecom giant prepares to move north. Last night, the city's Planning and Zoning Commission recommended the approval of plans for the 54-acre campus, which would include this mini reunion tower. The new HQ would be located in the Legacy Business Park. No date is set yet for a formal council vote, but AT&T does plan to move from downtown Dallas to Plano in 2028.